And I'll ask them once. There'll be some that filter in quickly so we could find out if they're getting the sound and everything.
Live.
Okay.
It says it's live.
Yeah.
Hi, Patty McGuire.
Hi, Suzanne
Hi,
Alexandria.
everyone.
Oh, it's okay. It's taking the there it goes. Okay, I think it's coming up now. Now I got to go back to the Zoom window because it went to the YouTube. Okay, and then once I get a feed, I'll go ahead and record. Let's see. Yep. Okay, it's showing we are live. Awesome. Let me hit record. Okay, hello, we made it today. Please join me in welcoming this beautiful soul known as Suzanne Alexandria. Was such a pivotal part of my personal journey, and in a very sticky area, which was spirituality and divinity. I didn't even know how to define, like, what did it mean? And man, she sums it up. She's just amazing. So Suzanne, just so you know, she is a channel. She's a guide. She is now writing codes. She can read Akashic records. Like, there are words that the human doesn't have to describe what she does. But all I can tell you is you're in for such a special treat today. And with that, a big welcome, Suzanne. Welcome.
Thank you, Patty. And hi, everyone on the Love Train. Thank you. Thank you. It's great to be here.
Oh, we're so happy to have you. So, all right. And let me know, you guys, in the comment oh, I see a hello. Is that from Taiwan? I loved it. Someone told me that they were shining their light in Taiwan yesterday. I love it.
Taiwan.
Let me know in the comments if you guys are able to hear us. All right. So we've got some joining. Awesome. Yay.
Awesome.
So, Suzanne and I had a fun conversation the other day, and we were, trying to talk about, okay, what would the Love Train community need to hear? And it was so great because we got specific instructions, and that was to just have fun and let it flow.
Yes.
Right? So that's what we're So Suzanne, can you jump in a little here and just share with them a little bit about who you channel and how you work with your clients, like the different because you do in so many ways.
Well, awesome. Yeah. So by the way, it sometimes happens like this at the beginning. I could just feel we're opening a beautiful energy field for everyone listening live or on the recording. And I'm always so grateful when we get to do that because you're in for a treat with Patty too, and her energy, understanding and shifting. And so if you want to just tune in before we really start talking a lot, tune in and say yes to your soul and your team and your spirit that, yeah, I'll take whatever there is today for transformation, because it's already coming in and you might be feeling that in your body somewhat, or you may not, but you can say that. So yeah, so I'm a channel. I'm also an energy engineer. Like, I help people re-engineer their systems, it turns out. And I do that in the lens or in the realm of the Akashic records. And so I help people get back to center and understanding of who they are based on their souls, who their soul is and their soul's plan and path here. And I get to channel, well, I mostly channel the beloved Mother Mary, whose head is cut off in this video, but her spirit is right here. There she is. And Mary Magdalene and Yeshua and Isis. Those are the main guides who come forth in the work. And we are always working together to ground clients, people, into this reality from the other realities that their code and their energy comes from, because we're so multidimensional. So it's varied, it varies, but by and large, I help people get acclimated to like a new level of themselves. And I also am a healer's healer. So I train healers. And often my work is connecting them with their healer giftings and other lifetimes in which they've been healers. Like we have found that we bring forward our gifts from other experiences pretty powerfully. So that's really fun to do.
Absolutely. And you did that for me in a big way. And I want to go, I want to expand on what you just said. Because for me, when I first, oh my gosh, when I first heard a channel, this was very early when I was just having an awareness of awakening. And I was doing this like year-long thing, and I had a study buddy, and I'll never forget it. He sent me a channel, a YouTube that somebody was channeling, and I think it was Esther Hicks.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
remember, Suzanne, I opened it, and when she said, "I'm gonna go get Abraham," and then all of a sudden I was like, wait a minute, that's still the same chick. I freaked out. I was like, I don't know. And I was like, Claudia, why did you send this to me? I had no, and then now I'm like, oh, hi, who do you channel? So, but the reason I bring that up is that, and Suzanne just brought up a great point, is that there's already a portal here, like our own love train portal here for this session. So what I call stay out of the noodle, we're not making noodle soup with this. So I'm inviting everybody to feel everything Suzanne and me are bringing through now will be like an activation and a learning within you. So instead
Mhm.
of trying to analyze anything in the noodle, just like, and even if she may bring forward some light language, you never know, as she's channeling. The best way to receive it with when the human's trying to get in the middle of it and make noodle soup is just close
Mhm.
your eyes and receive it. I find that that's if you're new. And if it's your
Yeah.
mojo, then, do whatever you want. Let's have fun today.
Yeah, you'll get it regardless if you want to
Yeah.
enjoy it. I mean, sometimes, yeah, people have to like sit down or even kind of go, they think they fall asleep, but they don't, because if it just for whatever reason, your team and your spirit will take advantage if it's for to do whatever, to work with you because you're open to something right now that you're hearing that resonates. So it's really beautiful. So here's the
Exactly.
transformation with that, right?
Absolutely. So, what are you feeling? What are you
I do
sensing
feel
right now?
some light language coming through.
Well, I'm glad that I mentioned it.
So instead of noodle soup, we'll make some code soup in this circle. So yeah, okay. I'm just gonna bring it in and it's gonna set the field. So ka anybody ari awa ari awa aki hui ha ha ha. Oh, so we are actually bringing forward Isis. Um, she comes through a lot with these ceremonial openings to people's Akashic field. And so uh, I am seeing what I usually see, which is we go into this beautiful pyramid of light that helps you, the listener. It's your own pyramid as well, and it's going to help you connect to your higher realms. So while Patty and I are talking and we're channeling and all of that, know that it's the information's coming through us, but also really what you're getting is directly from your own soul, your own records, your paradigm. It's exclusive to you. And it's always such an honor to help people open to that. Because when we are in our sovereignty, we're really in our power. So that's sovereignty is the word I get. So ka anybody you might be feeling this in your throat or down in your center, like your heart. And it's simply a transmission to help you open up your heart to receive something special for you today, which is beautiful in your own vortex or your own field. So anybody oh yeah. This is data that I channel in light language, and it's just telling your body that it's safe and to relax and just let your system adjust to whatever's best for you. I love it today because it's not so specific. It's like what you need on this day, whatever it is. It might be some healing. It's probably some kind of body energy assimilation that we would call healing, actually, is what I'm getting. So thanks for letting that.
Beautiful. Of course.
Yeah.
And, one of the things that I love about light language is that it comes in that way because it's soul to soul. It's like soul communication. It's literally directed to your soul. So the noodle's not involved in any way. It's not a participant.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would be going, what's that word? What does
Yeah.
that mean? Right. And so, yeah, it's
Yeah.
gosh, I can feel that
Yeah. I see streams
expansion.
everywhere, like streams. What I see right now is like golden script, kind of like what Sanskrit or um pretty script. I see everyone getting like it's gold and getting some attunements from your own self that are plugging you into let's say to a deeper versioning energy of yourself based in truth. Because I know Patty and I, we work in like knowing the truth on this day, knowing the truth of who we are and how powerful we are. And that's what the guides really want to say right now. Because
I
they're trying
love
to
that.
get us, they're always trying to get us to understand, like,
Oh,
you know how powerful you are. Like, ooh.
it's true. And for some, Suzanne, it's there's actually a buried fear of power.
Yeah.
And so we're healing all of that. And it like in doing this work, having an awareness around when you're giving your power away can help you just integrate so much easier. And for me, like recently, my guides keep stressing your soul is on an eternal journey.
Mhm, mhm.
Your soul's on an eternal journey, and it's that
Mhm.
panning back, and don't get so rigidly stuck and focused
Yeah.
on just the human, because we're embodying more of our soul now. And
Yeah.
when you're right, that alignment is what's bringing forth these gifts and these beautiful creations.
Yeah, it's fun you say that because remember, you gave me that message the other day that a message needed to come through that we were talking about healing, and the message was your soul is eternal. You will leave this body when you choose. That was really powerful to hear
It,
that. When you choose. That was really specific in that sentence. But I have been having really amazing experiences experiencing my soul in my body at different ages as I've been doing some deep integration and healing. And it's just showed me that like there's something magical about the existence of all of our versions and the reality of that. Like that's what the Akashic records are. Like the memory of me at age 7, it can be very, very real, not just in my head. It can be very tangible too. So maybe some of you all out there experience some of that sometimes. It's
yeah.
it's really fascinating for healing too, when we can go attune those timelines that where, in our past, in this lifetime, we can make powerful adjustments that affect our energy now. It's really profound.
Oh, absolutely. And can you talk a little bit more about the Akashic? Because I love this, and it may be a new subject for some here, and again, others may not. Because, like, for example, when we had our private session, I
Mhm.
mean, we went back to Mesopotamia. It's like,
Yeah,
what?
yes. Origin times in a way. Well, kind of, yeah. Do you remember what we did there? What did we do?
Yes, and I remember, and my noodle was trying so hard to make noodle soup, but at the same time, I was feeling. So you took me back there, and you said that I was a cultivation artist, and that I harvested things or created things just for the fun of it. Which, hello,
Oh, oh, oh,
I
oh,
was like,
oh.
It,
Yes.
I was
Oh
like,
my God.
that makes so much sense. Like I literally, and one of my, I know one of my soul's desire is how can I have more fun? And how can I teach other people to give themselves permission to have fun again? Like it's
Mhm.
hugely important to me.
Yeah.
Laughter, like laughter is a big part of my life. And I used to have to apologize for it. Like, why are you so happy? Well,
Oh
I thought it
yeah.
was our natural state, isn't it? Why are
I
you
know
so
I'm finding mine
upset?
again. I'm finding my laughter again. It's so fun. Yeah. Oh, that's so great because you're doing that with this YouTube channel too. You're just being a cultivator. I love it, love it, love it. Yeah. Well, so okay, you asked what are the Akashic records, basically, kind of an intro.
Yeah.
So it's a field, like it's it's very specific, but it's not. Like we're learning that we're multidimensional. So there's a lot of teachers out there teaching us, like Joe Dispenza's work, to go out into the field and reimagine ourselves. So in my context, what I teach and what I'm really a priestess of, and I work with these very specific guides and very specific techniques and very specific architectures for very specific purposes, which is like the divination of your original source code. So my work is that work is unique to what I'm doing, but I'll speak broadly, but also to that. The records are literally a history of your soul and all the experiences you've ever had, and all of us have ever had. And it is very meticulously organized. It is a library in a sense, and it's as organized as I always say, like Cambridge University, Oxford University's libraries. It's a very sacred, like vault, protected, organized, and we get access to it. It's ours, and I help people get access. It's where you can go for past lives. Classically, we talk about other lifetimes, but it's also information. It's like data that has been learned, and that's actually where I feel like my work is going to be going after I come back from Egypt. I'm sensing like the people I'm training and working with and me, we're going to be redefining things and like downloading like very specific harmonization codes and healing information that we or other beings have already created. It's like we tap into it, it's accessed, but then we're going to be actually, like what you said, we're going to be bringing it here. And what was the word? Cultivating it in 2024 or 2025. Like how do you heal? I kind of think it's going to be like, how do you heal arthritis now using this light? I think it's
Oh,
like,
absolutely. Oh, I've been shown that. You literally call in the light.
Yeah.
And even moving forward, because we're already accessing even higher dimensions, right? Right now, the focus is on the fifth, but we're receiving codes from, as high as 12D, right? And so, it's, being open to this expansiveness, and like the word miracle is actually a normal function of our journey. And we were made to think, oh, okay, it happens to one lucky person on the other side of the world every once in a while, but it's no. And so we're going to relearn too, how to witness miracles all the time, and how to call them in. Quite literally, we are creating our own reality. And I'm going to tie this in. There's a question, Suzanne, and let's have fun with this. So Bridget asks, she says, I've been doing work on myself for 4 years now, and I feel I've come a long way, but I still feel like I'm in the same place, still in my physical world. How can I align them?
Still in my physical world. Well, Bridget, I don't think we want to leave our physical world. I do think that from my experience, deepening into this physical world, to me, but with these abilities, is really the sweet spot. Or I think that's the gift of living here. And I've come through a lot to see it that way. But I think I would love to know more, Bridget, if you want to share more, because I'm just going to tune in though. If you, okay, what I'm getting is like, what I just said is part of it. If you can start to see that there isn't a separation, you're going to actually expedite your knowing, because you're meant to be in the 3D. And believe me, I've been there. Like I used to be so burdened with trauma that I didn't want to deal with the physical, but what the guides are showing me is that if you can see yourself as a bridge and the uniqueness that you are that goes back and forth, you actually have that ability. And it's what's cultivating inside of you, Bridget, that's for you specifically. Then start to have fun with that, lighten up about it because it's already here. What you want is already here, but then you can soften into the realization that, oh, I am tapping into these other realms, but I'm also starting to enjoy and understand what the impact is in the 3D, in the physical. And that's where, to me, a lot of us are ascending to, like how we heal something is like, I'm here, how am I going to tweak it in the ethers? Because Mother Mary told me that not so long ago, like everything, well, and we know that too, but she said so specifically, everything gets created in the ethers, and then we kind of move into it in our body, if that makes sense. And it's, yeah.
I got a similar, what came in for me right away for Bridget was, so your consciousness, your spirit body, your higher self is already on your highest timeline. Your physical body, there's a gestation period to where the physical body catches up now. But what they're asking here's the question. What is your desired result? Focus on that and not what the eyes are currently showing you. Because what the eyes are showing you right now has already manifested, and highly probable that it manifested while we were all high on sleepy time tea. Now we're awake, right? We were all sleepy and not paying attention to our thoughts, right? Not owning our own divinity, not knowing our own power. And so, but we also came forward in this particular incarnation to allow all of those parts to heal. So we're being shown it, but not for a bad reason. It's actually being healed and it's on its way out. So the focus and attention, where's our attention going, is what's the desired result, and picture yourself the day after that's accomplished. How do you feel? Go beyond it. Okay, how do I feel looking? Oh, wow. Oh, that was like, that was old.
Like, oh, I did it. Yeah. I get a similar message always. Keep your eye on what you want and walk into it and trust it and assume it's happening. And, all those things come into play for me anyway, like to trust, the trust walk that we do create it with our visioning. So yeah, you've already got it. I mean, the clear message for her is you've already got it.
It's already there. Yeah.
Tweak how you're seeing yourself.
Yeah. And give it space. And I know, like, for me, my noodle used to say, well, what am I going to do in the meantime? Okay, it is done. Now what? And this is where, though, those passive activities come in, so our soul gives us golden nuggets in our heart. And these are things that are pertinent to your soul's journey. And so when you feel like you're little, like, why is my physical body or the human isn't keeping up with what your perception should be happening right now, right? Go to those things that bring you joy. Those are part of your soul's eternal journey. And when you, like, for me, it's painting, it's listening to music, it's being at the beach. And like, many of these things are things that you enjoyed as a child. And when you're doing that, what happens is you are truly being present. Okay, right? And so being present is awareness without thought. So you're focused on coloring or painting or doing Legos or whatever it may be. Now you're out of your noodle, and now you're allowing that healing energy to flow. And know what? When you're laughing, joy is the secret sauce to manifesting something quicker. If you want to close that energetic gap, do things that make you laugh and feel good about it. Not, I should be doing something, like, right? Give yourself permission to indulge the things that are in your heart. That's what's going to get you rocking and rolling quicker.
Yeah, it's true. It took me a long time to get there, but it is true. Yeah. Thanks for, like, that's a beautiful way you put it. So yeah, the way like I see that energetically, like if you're having fun on the beach, like doing some art, then you're sometimes I see it like this energetically, like you're just all these atoms and they can get rearranged a lot more easily than when your brain is trying to control everything.
That's exactly what happens.
Mhm. And that's what happens in our sessions, right? With people. It's
Yes.
the same kind of thing happens when you just let yourself get in the field
Yeah.
of infinite potentiality.
Yeah. You're letting your guides and angels, they're like, oh, finally, they got out of my
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
They're up there going, get out of the way so I can bring the miracle you want. So thank you for asking that question, Bridget. Oh, I love it. She said I love it. She followed followed my lead and went for a beach vacation for a week and rolled in the sand. I love that.
Oh,
That is
beautiful.
absolutely, helpful. I saw another question here. Ah, how do we create and tap into our higher selves when it feels like I'm sitting in a void and spirit quit talking to me? Oh, they never go away.
Oh.
Suzanne, I'm going to let you tackle this one. I know. Right up your alley.
It feels like a void. All right. Let's see. Do you mind if I just have the first name of the person?
Oh, no, not at all. This is we are looking at Kim S. Kim S like Sam.
Okay, because I want to make it
Yeah.
specific to you, Kim, but also it'll be relevant to everyone. Okay, so I do get this question a lot. People get like it gets frustrating when there's the potentiality that your guides can always talk to you, and it seems like they're not. So part of the factor of being in a human body is that is how we're meant to be on some level, because we're meant to experience life as a person, touching all the things and being here. And so part of it, Kim, is that if you could open to enjoying your natural state of being in a body, that's the first thing I'm getting. That and I've been told this, I get this a lot, like enjoying looking at nature, touching things, eating delicious succulent food, really savoring things that are here. There for you, Kim, there's a tension between wanting something over there so much versus letting yourself fall into loving the beingness here. That to me, and actually we're working with your energy right now, Kim, so and everyone else. So that deepening into, oh, this is they're saying this is a simulation and we do create our reality, and they're suggesting you create the reality that you're sitting here, but you're not just focused on your guides talking to you, you're focused on things, on beauty, like what we're talking, what brings you what will bring you joy, infinite joy, because then you're going to be open, like a just like like totally open. So I'm seeing a visual, but I forget the words, like at a planetarium, completely
Oh,
sitting in the chair. So it's kind of fun. So can you sit by the pool or sit in nature and lean back and open to the here and now? And then it'll start to kick in. That they're suggesting that as a practice, because sometimes we can like sit there and pray to go out there, out there, out there. For you, and probably for many of us, this is the secret sauce that they're suggesting. Because like what we've been saying, then you forget, your brain stops having to work so hard. Then you're like, oh my God, there's a leaf. And then you go into the leaf and see infinity in there. And then you go, and see like the spiral and see the cosmos in everything. It's kind of a cool way to put it, but that's a very specific guidance right now. And you might be feeling some energy. I feel some people's throats getting
me
shaky.
too.
Yeah. With like the belief, the
Yep.
trust and belief, like, oh, and then we do say going up, like go down in order to go up, to ascend. So
E-
beautiful. That's a great question.
Exactly. And yeah, and just so you know, your guides are always communicating with you.
Mhm.
And the state of being is what came to me too, is like, it's what state of being and practicing that stillness. And again, the stillness can come from these activities I was just talking about. Maybe you don't have to be a great meditator. I meditate not every single day. I do when I feel like I can go to that space. But can I get in the zone? Yeah, I can put on some opera and start painting. And it's funny because sometimes I'll be so into my painting and then now I'm getting a message and I'm like, I'm painting, you guys, really?
Yeah.
Like the other day after we spoke, I think I was like deep conditioning my hair, and all of a sudden they were like, Send this to Suzanne just like this." I got a message for her, and I was like, okay, it's going. And so, and begin trusting that they're there, even if you can't. It's when you have a
Yeah.
resistance, basically you're listening on one frequency and they're chiming in on another frequency. So as you come to center, and like what Suzanne said, like nature is such a great way, especially now. I mean, when I open the door and go outside, it's palpable. Like I'm like one with nature,
Mhm.
a
Mhm.
thousand. And then if I go to the beach and get in the water, it's
Yeah.
like it
You're,
just is
yeah.
expansive. Like I'm getting goosebumps now just even describing it. Like,
Mhm.
so don't underestimate that power of walking in nature and going, like, look at beautiful plants in your neighborhood or trees. And um
Mhm.
it's right, it's that panning out that we talk about
Yeah.
energy wise. And don't judge yourself. The way messages come in, I was missing so many. My guides give me music a lot.
Oh,
They'll
yeah.
give they give
That
me a song, right?
don't discount that you're getting messages a lot. Like if you, yep. Yeah, I
Yeah,
get,
if there's a song going, and then you're like, why is that in my head? Well, I stopped saying, why is it now? I'm like, oh, wait a minute. And I can always find a message in there. And now often for the community, Suzanne, in the morning, I'll just say, okay, what message do we have for the community today? And they'll give me a song. And sometimes it's a specific lyric from the song. And it's so great. And it's always very appropriate.
yeah, that's so good. Don't discount that you're getting it because like even today, I had this fun experience where hadn't thought about this in a long year or more, but I had this thought on my walk about remote viewing. And
Mhm.
lo and behold, a friend called 30 minutes later and said, I'm learning to do remote viewing. And so I was being prepared, like I got this message. So if you have a thought that is you might think it's random, it's not. And notice those times because I'm sure you all can relate to that
Yeah.
kind of happening. And I think it's happening more and more and more.
Oh, for me in a crazy way. So it's telepathic communication is really what it is too. Because, as we're all raising ourselves into unity consciousness. So if you think of yourself swimming in that field, whoever you're swimming by, you can pick up their
Yeah.
vibe. And I've had people call me and I'll say, "Oh, you're calling me about this." They're like, "How
Yeah.
did you know?" And I'm like, it it was very clear. It popped in. Like, this is why they're calling me. Like, some person was calling me asking me the name of an island. And I
Mhm.
said, "Oh, the island you're thinking of is," and they were like, "Wait a minute." And I'm
Wow.
like, so, and
Yeah.
these things, as we relax and settle into remembering who we really are, this is going to be so normal. This is our 5D
Yeah.
creation, where like Suzanne and I could be in the future just sitting here staring at each other and having a complete conversation.
We will. Uh, well, I do want to say though, also what I know, and we could talk about this, is that like I do a lot of attunements. Like we were talking about the activation work I do, and that really does astronomically expedite what we're talking about. That's kind of my job these days, is like helping people get plugged in. I mean, you can do it with nature, what we're talking about, but it's all energy. But I will say um there are energetic things, things that are very intentional going on to plug us in more and more and more too. So
Yeah.
that can be really assistive technology, is how I say
Yeah.
too.
And
So
you helped me identify some of my, like, I was aware of certain types of messages coming in and knew it was different
yeah,
guides.
yeah, yeah,
And the other thing I want to add is that So like when Suzanne's channeling it also too, sometimes it's a collective.
Mm-hmm.
So don't focus so much on who is this and what they're saying. When it is a specific guide, you'll get an essence and you it's just a knowing and it's a whisper. It's not like, hey, it's Archangel Michael.
And
Right?
trust, yes. Mm-hmm. Hey,
It-
bro.
so it's more subtle and all of a sudden you just get this essence of like I can tell when he's in my field like all the time when when I am traveling in any way I'm like let's go Michael, and then when you brought in for me, I mean you guys are going to laugh at this. When Suzanne said, oh, Mother Mary is so with you, and you said like something like your energies are like intertwined like this and this, and she brought forward that about me having a community
Mm-hmm.
and that to use technology that she didn't have access to. And I was like, what the,
Yeah.
the noodle was going, what? So no, I was like, I gotta Google this chick and see what she did other than birth Jesus.
Oh my gosh. She was pretty powerful. Yeah, Immaculate Conception. Didn't just happen.
But it was so cool. But then when you brought that piece in, it was
Yeah.
so cool because I realized that when I was going like to the self-realization temple, that's who was coming through. I knew 100%.
Beautiful.
And so it's really cool, but it's again, it's just trusting and not worrying too much about who it is. And also as you expand, as you grow,
Mhm.
and as you go further into this ascension process, you are introduced to new guides,
Oh yeah.
right?
All types of places. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you see all kinds of versions of yourself, which is so wild too. We're very multidimensional and it's fun. It's really fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Mother Mary is also, she's with us right now so deeply. So she's saying that if everyone would, wow, if everyone would like, she'd like to bring in some healing vibration for exactly what we're talking about. So is it all right if we do that? Woo, it's gonna clear the chakra system, and there's so much with the throat going on for the truth of who you are. So ka anima adididi adididi. So beloveds, she's saying, beloveds, to know yourself so deeply is a true joy. So focus on knowing yourself deeply. As you get to know yourself, you know others more deeply. And as you get to know others, you see yourself in new light. So you see it's a co-creation. And we do that with you as well in spirit, but we revel in you working it on the earth plane with each other, being in fascination with showing yourself, oh, there's a version of me, or oh, I can do that too, or oh, let me show her how to do this, like what we're saying. So she's really assimilating everyone. I see like this kind of there's an energy of connection of in the oneness, like going back and forth and back and forth. So revel in the here and now with the intention of knowing it all more deeply in, as we've been talking about, and utilize the connection with each other to expand. I wish I could describe what I'm seeing, but it's one of those cool balls you'd get at a cool toy store that it's like a ball, but then it can open and it's all triangles, it's all like, and then it goes back. That's what I'm seeing that works between us. So when we get on the phone or we're talking like this, now is a beautiful time to be leveraging our conversation and our understanding with each other, because we spark each other and grow astronomically these days. So you all are probably realizing that too. So keeping the conversation alive with other people is as important as sitting down and meditating. Whew. They're just really emphasizing the earthliness of us. And
Yeah.
thank goodness I've been getting really deepened into the earth too. Like, like that's been my recent work, is like anchoring into the goodness of it more and more and more. So there's a big emphasis on that. Are you feeling that? Yeah.
100%. I felt that in the heart,
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
like expansive, like an expansion happening.
Yeah.
When you brought that through, and also, yes, I've been getting very, very consistent messages about the importance of the relationship with the body and
Mhm.
our relationship with Gaia, and that it's the same.
Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah, it comes from
That,
her. Oh.
yeah, and that
Ooh, go
to,
more into that. Yeah.
yes. So, well, while you
Yeah.
were saying that, it came forth again. So we are being invited to change the way we look at, think
Mhm.
about, and judge the body. And the body is a divine vessel
Mhm.
that is now going to be flowing with pure love and light without these dense energies
Mhm.
anymore. So it's going to
Mhm.
be doing what it was originally meant to do, right?
Mhm.
And remember, it's your guidance is coming from your soul, that the things that your soul's eternal, they keep stressing eternal journey of the soul, so that we don't just focus on the body. And when basically the way so they're saying there's no death.
Mhm.
We leave the density of the body. We're a soul focused into this body. And so as we expand, and when you embrace that, I remember when this first came to me one night, I was at a sushi bar, and all of a sudden I was getting this message loud and clear. I was like, "What's in the tuna tonight?" He said, "You're eternal. Like, you're eternal." And I got all giddy and was like laughing. And then I was walking home and it kept going. "No, you're
Wow.
eternal." And
Mm.
man, that freedom that comes with that, I felt like my insides just like exploded outward. And what that does, though, is then it gives you that space. You don't feel trapped in the body. You don't feel like, right, everything is just contained. And then this piece with Earth, with Gaia's energy, um is that, right, she was inverted, her energies were inverted too with density. She's already righted herself,
Mhm.
and there's a 5D grid in place. So any dense energies that we're seeing or feeling, it's really basically an echo, because there's no foundation for that anymore.
Mhm.
It's been cleared. And so now they're inviting us to really reframe how we look at and what we think about the body. Like, I walk by the mirror and I'm like, "You're doing a great job. Way to go."
Yeah. Yeah.
And the toughest time to do that is if you're feeling pain or feeling discomfort, and just know that you are being upgraded on the cellular level. Like, our bones are changing, our hearts are changing, our heartbeats are going to slow a little because our blood's becoming richer. So because we're becoming a crystalline light body. So this is
Yeah.
the right, they're inviting us to accept that, to
Yeah.
practice accepting it. And it's, again, no
Mhm.
noodles. The noodle's not involved in this. It's a feeling. And I see Suzanne is pulling in some beautiful
I
energy for
know, like
us.
we are working it. I just do this
This
naturally. What's
can feel
happening
it.
is like a pull. They're pulling out a lot of density, and
Yeah.
so they did a lot of work with the throat, and now I'm helping too to like spread you all out in to like connect us all, everyone more onto the earth grid. So it
Yeah.
feels good. It feels like
Feels really good.
whole hour, everyone's getting a big, beautiful uplift of centering in your divinity and plugging back into the earth. That's what's happening now, plugging back into her um
Yeah. Like,
beautiful way. So ooh,
I love that. And
feels
feels really good, right? I can
yeah.
feel like my feet are hot.
Ooh, yeah, I know. I've got it really hot too.
I love it. I love it. Oh, thank you for
Oh,
bringing that in.
everyone is getting quite a zhuzh. So, Patty, how would
Yeah.
you How would you characterize this zhuzh today? Like, how, in your terms, what's the overall thing everyone's walking away with? That'd be good
Ooh,
to help.
I can, yeah. Know what? Going truly deeper inside and being able to touch that and feel it and taste it
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
instead of focusing outward. It's that, oh, wait a minute, that it's that deep resonance.
Yeah. And right now, everyone's heart is just like total emerald green. Like
Oh,
all of it is for the connection through the heart as the portal, as the vessel portal. So,
yeah.
gosh.
You're gonna love this. So tomorrow, or no, sorry, Thursday, I've started a focus group it's fun, open-hearted, creative, united souls, and that came to me through spirit. And know what they gave me for because the love train, I always have red hearts everywhere. Well, when I was
Mhm.
making the symbol, they had me go into Canva. They made me do the hearts with heart-shaped emeralds,
Oh,
and you
wow.
just
Oh, oh, that's awesome.
makes it makes sense because what we're doing is we're focusing now. Energy is coming through the heart now,
Mhm. Yeah.
and nothing's resolved in here anymore. This is taking a vacation. It's actually going to have a different function. Our brains are being upgraded too, and so yeah, that heart and the throat, authenticity, being your true self, and not being afraid of who that is, right? Is
Yeah. Yeah.
is really
Yeah,
coming
that's a
forward.
lot of my work lately too, is the heart re-energizing it. Like these guides like Yeshua and Mary, we have all these images of this sacred heart. And they had mastered that. We had mastered that in those times. This heart, I always see it as a portal. It's this vast realm where we are guided and we guide ourselves. And even right now, they're showing everyone like feel into the vastness of your heart, light, energy, because it is your navigation system really powerfully um, coming to a deeper cohesion within yourself.
Yeah. I
Ooh,
love that. I feel it. Oh, I love, let
yeah.
me see. Someone wrote, Lisa wrote, I feel the warmth in my hands and a thumping sound in my left ear.
Good.
Love that. The left's the side that receives a lot of energy and upgrades a lot. For me, it does. I can feel it when it comes in often. And then Robin has a question. Let's see. As I spiritually awake, how can I fully step into my self power as source energy focused into a human body? Can I fully It's first thing well, it's an allow. I know it's we so want to drive the car. We so want to drive the car. That was me for a long time. You know what
Yeah.
I literally did, Suzanne? I pictured myself and I wrote in my journal, I'd rather be driven. And I put myself in the back seat and said,
Oh
where are we
my
going?
God. That's great. Whereas I have an experience of literally driving when I was learning to channel and embody the guides of like Yeshua taking over at the wheel. And like I used to surrender my body and I still do sometimes for my work, but it was so fun because I just felt that energy inside of me and it was totally safe. Don't try this, but it was safe where I was driving slowly. But that's funny you're talking about this. So there's give and take, there's all ways to experience it, is what we're
It's
saying.
it's true. And I would say I'm trying to get the gist of here. Yeah. So it's an awareness that comes with the focus is hmm, there's a remembrance that happens thing there, right, Suzanne? There's a knowing that starts to happen.
Yeah.
And then you tend to gain momentum.
Mhm.
But right now, keep in mind too, we are receiving so much light energy that we're creating. So many people, it's great because Suzanne and I talked to this pre-show. We talked about energy.
Yeah.
So as part of this ascension, right, we're using our own love that we're creating. We're creating the love and light that is going, by the way, it's going beyond our sun. It goes beyond that. This is radiating throughout the cosmos. But this is what's aiding in our awakening. We're creating momentum, and then it's circling back. We're magnetizing it to help others awaken. Okay. And but as a part of that too, it's our systems have to adjust to it. We're taking in there's so much going on. It's a multi-layered onion being ripped apart here, right? And you're coming into your own, and as you ascend to higher frequencies, and I don't mean higher in a sense of hierarchy, it's just your own personal awareness within your field, you then stabilize at that level. So when we're newly awakened, I know you want to drink from a fire hose. And so it's kind of like, it's a marathon. It's a marathon. And then there will be different moments, right, that occur, realizations where you then all of a sudden go, oh, wow, look how far I came.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I would say, yeah, it's a process. It has a lot of steps, and for this listener, what I get is to intent. So what I get very specifically, you can write this down, and this can be for anyone else, that I am being embodied by my higher self's energy and light. And I'm walking that walk every day. So putting it in the context of today, this moment, is number one. So you're not sitting there waiting for it either. And you understand, and I understand it's a process, and I'm allowing it, but I am doing it. So that's kind of a theme today. Like, I am doing it. I may not have all the awareness, but I'm growing my awareness. I'm understanding, to put it in those contexts, because if you don't, you're fighting it. Like, you feel like you're in prison and you're like, hey, when am I going to get mine? And believe me, I've been there. So it's like, put it in, I'm doing it. And every day I'm doing a little better. And every day I get a little more understanding. And sometimes I get a show like this that does something big for me. And that's part of it, because I found it on YouTube. It's kind of like that, like trusting. That's part of trusting, putting yourself in it and knowing, okay, well, I'm eating my breakfast, and today, I don't know, I wonder what's going to happen with my expansion. Maybe it means I have to take a nap. Or maybe it means I'm going to like have some mind-blowing meditation or something.
Yeah. And you can bring yourself in, by the way, to connect. Like, this comes so clearly, just as Suzanne was saying that too. You can put your hand on your heart and take those 3 slow, deliberate breaths. I am source, I am sovereign, I am free.
And I know who I am.
I know who I am. I give that one a lot. They can tell you.
And I know I am loved.
Yep. Yep. And find even and play with something that feels yummy. So if the noodle's getting in going, I don't know, that doesn't make sense. Then you're not in your heart yet. So a state of being we talked about earlier, get state of being. Are you fully in your body? Call yourself fully into your body. Feel your toes. The breath is so powerful. The breath is our connection to our inner source, to source greater, 100%. And so recognize, okay, if I'm feeling frustrated, then I know I'm not in the state to make that connection, right? And when you have those moments, go, oh, wow, okay, great. Okay, now I'm feeling it. And I mean, you're not alone. And honestly, one of the biggest connections that I was able to make personally within was when I worked with Suzanne, because what she brought forward, a lot of the words freaked my head out, but my body knew the truth. The body knows the truth of all. And my body received it all. And then I just was like, it was very clear what steps to take. And I absolutely knew what to do next. It's wow. That's all I could say, right?
Yeah. Well, right now, what we're getting is total energy from, so Lord Sananda, it's who it was, Yeshua. It's great. Like he's saying, because usually he appears to me as Yeshua. he's saying, so I'm appearing as Lord Sananda also because I want to exemplify the multidimensionality of us. And what you're doing is realizing your multidimensional selves. And that has to go through all of your cells. And, but also don't forget you have this team and you can come to them, they're saying very specifically, you can also ask for specific directions. You don't just have to be randomized, doing it. You can. And that's why I teach going into the Akashic Records, for instance. I teach, like, that's one of the reasons I teach that, is so people can go in to their own vault and their own guides and get direction. Like I get business direction there, like very clearly, or other directions. So he's just reminding you to, there can be very logical things that we can show you for your path in this way, and it would be our delight, he's saying. So and a lot of times in readings they give very specific homework like that. You want that? Okay, here's your homework.
Yep.
So that's another way to do it.
Yep. I love that. Thank you,
Yeah.
Suzanne. Thank you, Robin, for bringing that forward. Let me know. Hopefully that helped you. And you're such a, oh my gosh, and she's such a amazing soul. Just like this one's light is going to just explode, continue to explode. Like Robin, I almost sense like a little hesitancy about the amount of power that you're probably feeling coming through, because she is a very, very beautiful, very bright light. So, and that's a thing too, right? That there's what do I do with this power? For some of us in some incarnations, we had a thing where you were punished or whatever for having too much power. And so, but the beauty is all of that is being alchemized and transformed. And so, this process of integration is getting easier and easier, even though we might not perceive it in the moment. It really is. There's amazing growth coming forward. Suzanne, so what, I do want to let everybody know that we're in the description of this, and that we will be putting the recording up as well. I did hit record, yes. We will, I'm going to put a description in the description, how to reach Suzanne, for those of you who want to reach out to her directly and do some work with her. If this is really resonating with you, I can't say enough. She brought in a piece to me that felt so foreign, and yet I knew it was super important in my growth. She's just really, her gift is really truly amazing. I'm so grateful you're here today. Is there anything we want to wrap with? Are you feeling anything coming in?
Well, do you want to, so you have that link. Yeah. Oh, well, I want to say I'm offering, if you want to use the code, a special code to get $50 off of a reading, the code is all caps LOVETRAIN. The link is in the description, or you can go to SuzanneAlexandria.com and you'll see it right on my site too, but use that LOVETRAIN code.
Thank you so much. So you have a special LOVETRAIN code. I love that. But yeah, I'll put the link for the code. I'll put that in there. Everything will be in there too.
Yeah. So let's see, what do we want for closing? Okay, I think we should tag team on this, Patty.
Okay.
It would be both. So if everyone wants to envision the interconnections, I just keep seeing it like the points of light. Everyone is a point of light, and there's lines that connect us all. And that seems to be one of the big messages that the guides really want to emphasize today, that that is the reality, and you're starting to realize it more, and how you're connected, and that I am you are me, I see you, you see me, and to allow for more prominence of this kind of thinking to start coming through, because that's the counter to the separation that we've been experiencing, and it's the counter to the culture, certainly in this time and in our nation. So it might seem abnormal at times, but sort of let yourself assimilate to the understanding that there's this web, and we're all connected. And that is one of the best metaphors for the journey we're on, because that alone is going to be bringing us a lot of miracles that we haven't been able to even imagine, or they're really emphasizing that. So I've been told that a lot, like, I know what's coming. I have no idea, because we can't imagine it, but it's really fascinating. This is kind of new to be hearing, like, focus on our interconnectedness. That's new for me in this call today. So that's pretty exciting that, like, when we do that more, because when we do that more, that's actually creating a bigger mesh,
Yep.
strengthening the collective
Yeah.
mesh, whatever you want to
I
call
can see it. They gave me a Canva image already.
Okay, yeah. So
Yeah.
it's a gift to all. And
Yeah.
I've really been able to come into that, like, what we do individually is a gift to the collective. And then we all benefit from what others do. So that's coming online really fast too, I think.
Yeah. We're creating a consciousness for New Earth.
Mhm. Yeah. A collective consciousness and co-creation.
Exactly. It's co-creation built solidly from pure love and light from
Mhm.
each unique soul who is interconnected. I saw the same thing, orbs with little, like, frequency grids, though, connecting them, not like
Mhm. Mhm.
bars,
Mhm.
but the bars were lit too. So like each soul was an orb, and then with a frequency, or just an energized
Cool.
connection, which makes sense.
Yeah, it's fun. It's like they gave you the close up and me the expanded. That's why I said we're gonna tag team on this somehow. Yeah, yeah. And what is it like? What's the core message that you get from focusing on that?
Yeah, it's exactly, you know what they keep giving me? Like, focus and co-creation as a community.
Mhm.
And really, here's the other piece coming in. With each person stepping in and recognizing that you are equally as powerful as the next.
Mhm. Mhm.
So in co-creation, they don't want us to compare ourselves. It's that unique quality that you're bringing to the grid that's a necessary part. You're part of the blueprint.
And if you'll light up, if you'll be brave enough to forgo all your stuff, that is the biggest gift you give everyone, is to show up with your gifts. I'm forever saying that. And
Yeah.
it's true, I mean, I benefit because you shine, and we all benefit because I mean, that's just how it's working. So I
Absolutely.
hope we're leaving behind those seasons of doubt and letting our great
Yeah.
light shine. It's just beautiful and true. And yeah.
It is. Well, we're already seeing it in this community. I mean, just it's so beautiful that people, sharing their stories, are supporting each other.
Yeah.
And it's all positive. It's all love and light. And so what else could happen as, you
Yeah.
know, as that comes together, it's strengthening. We're creating a power field made from pure love and light, and without us wearing a mask anymore, and without forgoing who we truly are. It's like, okay, not only is it okay to be you, it's
Mhm.
like, step into your rock star, because
Yeah.
you're right. You're
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. 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 Do
Yeah.
it. Just do it. I had
Yeah.
a whole Thursday call about that the other day with the Nike swoosh. Just do it. Just do it, you guys.
I love that. It's funny, there's a sign on a building in Hollywood, and I had taken the train somewhere one day, and I came up the steps from the metro,
Mhm.
and I never look up from New York. Like they're
Yeah.
like, don't look up, look like a tourist. And literally it was like my guides picked my head up and there was a Nike banner then it said, remember that you signed up for this.
Oh my God.
I laughed
Really?
so loud.
Wow.
Literally, I took a picture of it with my phone because I never
Yeah.
saw that exact Nike sign anywhere else. It literally
Oh,
said, remember that you
no,
signed up for
imagine.
this.
Wow.
I was
Wow.
laughing
Wow.
so hard.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, I find that so much more too, like signs on cars driving around. It is uncanny sometimes.
that happens to me all the time. This is what we're saying when you go, oh wait, you'll stop going. Is that for me? And you're gonna go,
Yeah.
okay. Like my guides absolutely have a sense
Everyone.
of
Got it.
message received. Like that one was so blatant.
Yeah.
Remember, you signed up for this. I was like, all right, I got it.
From our biggest corporation that deep. I mean, one of our biggest, that's just so great.
Isn't
That's
it?
so great. Yes.
Too cute.
Oh
So,
God.
wow, so much fun. Oh my gosh, I love laughing with you. Let's see. Okay, Robin, I think you had one other. Oh, how did you find your gift? For me, do you know what? I was already, you're already doing it first. For me, I was
Mhm.
already doing it. Um, and then gained an awareness around it. But it's for me it was revealed. It was revealed. And then I was asking my guides, like,
Mhm.
okay, what's my, and they were like, you're already doing it. And I was
Wow.
like, oh, and it's usually the thing you're passionate about. And by the way, add an S on the end. It's not one gift.
Yeah.
It's
That,
it's not one gift. Yeah.
no, no, it's
Right.
not. It's a whole tool belt. Like a,
Yeah. And it keeps shifting. It's infinite,
yeah, yeah,
quite literally. And it's, what are you choosing to create?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, my experience wasn't quite the same though.
It's
I
different.
would
Yeah.
say it was the school of hard knocks because I had my story was going through a lot of stuff happening and then pursuing why and going deep and then starting to learn, oh, there's Reiki. Oh, there's Akashic Records. So it was quite different. And I like to share that because I like to say, I mean, it's been almost a decade, but I wasn't doing this forever. And I do like to share that because it can be whatever. But
Yeah.
I kept searching and like, I know there's more. I know there's more, but I had no idea what the more was, or there were.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't even know there were angels were real for reals. Like I was like, what? Only a decade ago.
Yeah.
Even
Me
though
neither.
I had been talking to them when I was a child, very clearly they helped me very much. So I think it's everyone has a unique path, and some people have lived like it, some don't. So yeah, it's all kind
Yeah.
of it's
You
just
just shared a
open. Yeah.
perfect piece of that though. And that was, I know there's more. I absolutely said that to myself. There's a point where when you go, I know there's more, and then just say, show me more with more clarity. But it's often that curiosity. That's the word I was looking for. When you get into a state of curiosity, you get answers.
And when you're already asking the question, it's here for
It's
you.
here.
I know that to be true too.
Yeah.
So
So true. So true.
yeah.
All right. Well, Suzanne, I am sending you like
Thank
massive
you.
love,
Thank
massive
you.
love. Thank you so much for being here today and sharing your amazing gifts and energy. And thank you guys all, everybody who made it to the live today. And then for anybody listening, enjoy this with all the love that it's being delivered with. And don't forget to check out the description once I put this up, and I'll post it as a video also, so that anybody that wants to have some more love coming from Suzanne, you'll know how to find her. And there's a special discount, and the code is LOVETRAIN. Oh,
Awesome. Thank you, everyone. Thanks so much, Patty.
thank you.
And
I'll see you soon. And yes, and thank you to all of our guests.
yeah. Oh my gosh.
Take care.